Hi guys, welcome to Nerd Bites, and this is going to be my spoiler review for episode 3 of season 6 of Game of Thrones. Before we begin, of course there will be spoilers throughout this entire video, so make sure you've gone and seen the episode first. You've been warned. Picking up episode 3, pretty much where we left off in episode 2. Jon sitting up for the first time, figuring out all his cuts as well, and then you've got Davos coming in and helping him as he falls over, because he's obviously still a little bit like wearing everything and unsure. You've got Melisandre coming in trying to reassure him that he's the horse she should be back in, this kind of stuff, and and then he gets to leave her alone. He's like, just give us a minute and everything. He's trying to give reason to Jon, and it's just so good to see him back, and just all the endless possibilities of what can happen and what do happen in this episode. It's great. When he comes out for the first time and everybody sees him, he's like some kind of god. It's awesome. Everyone's just in complete awe that he's still alive. He sees all his friends again and everything. And it's really a good moment. I think we were all just like the rest of those guys were, just really excited and awe that he's back, and we're so happy that we get him back and we get to see more of Jon Snow. With Dany, she gets to the widow's place where all the Cal's wives go, and she gets undressed and dressed back up in their garb and everything. They're trying to explain everything to her, that if she's lucky, this is where she'll stay and this kind of stuff, that what she was doing, buggering off, was forbidden or whatever. Now, this is the only problem I've got with this season. I'm starting to care less about Dany's story, to be honest. I love Emilia Clarke. I think Daenerys is such a cool character, but we feel like we're just back to square one with the character, and it's just like, oh, we've gone all the way back again, and it's just kind of like, I just wanted to get over to the Narrow Sea, and it's just, her story arc at the minute is just a little bit boring. I was really looking forward to seeing real loads of dialogue with her and Tyrion and Varys, but obviously it's been split up too soon from the last season, and now we're not getting that. I hope it really picks up, like the dragon comes and saves her, or someone saves her, you know what I mean, because I'm just getting bored of it. Sam and Gilly, we get to see them. Sam, Gilly, and then obviously little baby Sam as well. They're on a boat at the moment in the middle of a storm, and Sam's throwing up, obviously, because he's just making him as awkward as possible, because he always is. But he kind of lied to her in the fact that he said he was going to take her to a certain place, and now he said, oh no, we're going to my home, basically, and that his mum's lovely and his sister's lovely, where he doesn't really want to talk about his dad. Obviously, we know as well that his dad's a bit of an arsehole, because he was the reason that Sam's in the Night's Watch in the first place. So I'm looking forward to seeing what his dad's like, because I've heard he's a right arsehole, and I want to see what happens in their chemistry there. So that I'm kind of looking forward to. The Bran flashback. This is probably one of my favourite bits of the episode. You get to see a young Ned, obviously older than the last one. He's obviously fighting and everything, and it's at the end of the rebellion and all that kind of stuff. And he's gone to the Tower of Joy again. It seems like the R+L=J theory is slowly coming true. It's ticking all the boxes as we go along through these episodes. Fights a load of Targaryens, and it's an awesome fight as well, really well choreographed, and just awesome sword fight between, I think it's 3 Targaryens against about 5 Starks, and it gets right down to one-on-one. And then one of the Starks that isn't quite dead yet stabs the last guy in the neck, and then Ned just cuts him down, and that's it. And obviously Bran watching the entire time, although Ned told him that it was different, that he was the one that defeated him, and then not one of the Starks stabbed the other guy in the back. So you can see Bran was a bit taken back with that. Then Ned goes charging up the steps of the Tower of Joy. Bran goes to follow, and he shouts, "Father!" And then Ned turns round as if he's heard him, and then just runs off again. Then you get Bran coming out of his little transition again, saying he wants to go back, all this kind of stuff. He argues a little bit, and the thing I like about it though is like, at the moment Bran himself hasn't got much to say or do, so using him with these flashbacks and filling in these gaps that we're hoping it's coming true for the story of Jon Snow is an awesome way to do it, and it's really cool. And every single time that there's a flashback, I'm just so looking forward to seeing more. Varys is awesome. It was a nice little dialogue scene. It wasn't too much, it wasn't too big, it wasn't too small, but I love him anytime he's on the screen. He's such an awesome character, threatening this woman, all this kind of stuff, and giving her the options of, obviously she helped the Sons of Harpy, and he's trying to figure that kind of stuff out, and then he's talking with Tyrion and the rest of the guys later on about they're trying to figure out the Sons of Harpy and how to stop them and all this kind of stuff. And again, it didn't really have much. We've got very small scenes with Tyrion at the moment, and I want to see more, but still Varys, awesome. I just love the character. Cersei and Jaime, and obviously the Mountain as well, trying to plan conniving. They get themselves into the council and everything, and they're not meant to be in the council. They have a bit of a dispute about it, and then the council decides to leave. He's like, we can't force you to leave, but you can't force us to stay, and they bugger off, and that's it. They're slowly trying to figure out what's going on, and basically anybody that's caused Cersei that pain and all this kind of stuff, and obviously the people from Dorne that have killed their daughter as well. They want revenge, and that's what they're slowly plotting and building towards. And I'm hoping that it's going to culminate really well at the end of the season. Tommen and his little knights go to see the High Sparrow, And at the start, I'm just thinking Tommen's starting to get some balls. He's starting to get aggressive. He's getting angry. You can see a tiny bit of Joffrey and then just a teeny tiny little whiff of it. He's really starting to get balls. And then suddenly the High Sparrow just, he talks him down. He relaxes him, and then he sits down next to him. And before you know it, you're noticing that the High Sparrow is starting to work his magic on Tommen. And if he knows he can do that because he's young and impressionable, he can basically get him to do whatever he wants. If he's got the king like that, I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes, because I didn't expect that to happen. I didn't expect him to try and work his magic on Tommen and try and see his point of view of it, really. Rickon is back, and he's been captured, and he's been given to Ramsay Bolton, along with the Wildling girl as well, and a dead direwolf. His direwolf is dead as well. I think it was called Shaggy Dog, if I remember correctly. Gone. So I think we're down to 2 direwolves now. That's Ghost, and then Arya's one that's ran off into the distance. We haven't seen it since season 1. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Will he make him the new Reek? Oh, I don't know. I'm quite scared for Rickon at the moment. Arya, much better this time. The first 2 episodes, it was little moments, but this, it developed a whole lot more. We got a lot bigger scene with her fighting back and forth with this girl again, trying to figure out, oh, I know, and all this kind of stuff back and forth. As they're fighting, they're talking about Arya's life in third person as if she's not her. Talks about her family, her brothers, her sisters, her mother and father, and all this kind of stuff, what she had, all the deaths that she wants to cause, and all the names of people, and all this kind of stuff. She names them out, why, all this montage of fighting, all this kind of stuff is really well put together. Then Jaqen H'ghar, right at the very end, gives her this little cup, she drinks out of it, and bang, she gets her sight back. And awesome, I'm so looking forward, because she was really kicking ass blind, but now that she can see, I can't wait to see what else she can do, because it's really developing now. And if we get in bigger scenes, it's more elaborate as the episodes go on, this is going to be a real big point in this season. The last scene, we go back to Castle Black with Jon and all the rest of the Night's Watch that are there, and Wildlings that are all still on his side. And you pan up, and there you see 4 people in the nooses, and it's Alistair, it's Ollie, and then it's 2 of the Night's Watch that obviously stabbed him as well. And oh, I didn't expect this. I didn't see this kind of stuff coming. And you've got Jon standing there as the commander of the Night's Watch, walking past each person, and any last words, you need to say them now. His little moment with Alistair as well, and Alistair, he said he'd do it, do it again, and all this kind of stuff. He made the same decision, just stuck in his old ways, really really stubborn. And this is why I don't like Alistair, and I'm just so happy what happened to him, to be honest. You get the next scene as well with him and Ollie as well. Ollie just looks at him with absolute evil eyes, and Jon has that kind of moment of compassion, and he tries to stay away from it. And then at the last minute, you see the rope standing there, and then you've literally got them 4 from behind, and he's standing there, he's conflicted, he can't make his mind up, and then suddenly you just see the anger seething in him, and he gets his sword out, slices the rope, and then they all hang, and Alistair's dead, Ollie's dead, and the other 2 are dead as well. Big blue faces just dead, and then you get Jon just gives his cloak to his friend and say, "You're the commander of the Night's Watch, my watch has ended," and he walks out of Castle Black, and that's the end of the episode. That was not expected again. That was quite a big shock. I thought he was going to start rallying everybody up and off he goes to fight at Winterfell, but he's buggered off by himself. One thing I'm happy about though is that Alistair's dead. I'm so happy he's dead, because I fucking hated him, and it was a nice, definite, awesome death. And the main thing I took away from this scene is that they say that every time that you come back, from the dead, that something is taken away from you. And I think potentially what is starting to be taken away from Jon is his compassion. He was wrestling against it before he cut that rope, and just the fact that he went and actually did it, he decided to go and kill them because they killed him, and he knew that wasn't right. He just, the anger in him, and he did it. And I'm looking forward to seeing a more aggressive Jon, really aggressive Jon. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing more of that, because that'll be awesome. Overall, episode 3 was awesome. I mean, it didn't have the big shock value of what at the end of episode 2 did. I mean, what can really? That was a hell of a shocker, but it was still a good episode, and it was building on the people and the characters a lot better than it was, and I can see more things developing. There's a few boring scenes here and there, but overall it was a good episode. A few things I didn't expect to happen. It was pretty awesome. So that's what I thought of episode 3 of season 6 of Game of Thrones. What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments, or send me an email. You can also find me in the various social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and moviepilot.com. Just type in Nerdbytes anywhere, and I'm sure you'll find me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my videos. And of course, keep it nerdy.